we're on the southeast corner of the garage, south wall, and our electric meter should be sealed on 3 sides to help prevent moisture infiltration getting into it. This knockout's kind of rough. Alright, that should be sealed. You think water can get in there? I do. And this is our electric power supply conduit. It's coming in, and it's pulled away from the cabinet. We've had some movement, and lizards can crawl up in there, and rain can fall down in there and get into your electrical system. That should be sealed. We got a single grounding rod. If this home were built today, we'd have 2 grounding rods within 6 feet, if it were. Inside the garage east wall, the south end of the wall, southeast corner of the garage, this is where our main load center, electric load center, is located. And we've got just a few things to talk about here. One, okay, this is called printing, and this is where they're supposed to handle. See where it says oven? That's handwriting. It's not supposed to happen like that. And then we come over here, say they got spaces 3 and 5. 3 and 5, that's handwriting. It's not supposed to be handled like that. It's supposed to be printed. See where it says main? That's called printing. And then coming over here, 240 volts, 200 amp, main principal. That's fine. Alright. We should have non-conductive covers on those exposed wires right there. Everything else in this cabinet's hot. If you don't know to stay away from that, you don't belong in this box. I get that. I think you're supposed to have, and a lot of times they're, not much better than cardboard, but that's what you're supposed to have. And then your main neutral coming into the home. Okay, it's supposed to be wrapped with no less than 4 stripes of white tape. If you don't know that's the main neutral, again, you don't belong in this cabinet, but that's what you're supposed to have. They're supposed to make that foolproof. And then we go a little farther along, and this is called a white hot. These are all hot coming off the breakers. Most of us got that figured out. But, if you don't have black tape wrapped on that or painted with the black marks a lot, then that's what should have happened. The wires, see these dead men? Okay, these bumpers. The manufacturer thinks the wires shouldn't stick out any farther than these bumpers. They shouldn't be in contact with the cabinet cover. They shouldn't. This cabinet looks like it's been a replacement. I don't see a green tag. I don't see where they pulled a permit. I don't know. The front of it doesn't look like, but I'm just seeing a lot of wires inside. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Keep going, bud. Okay. You're not supposed to have more than 1/8 of an inch gap between the cabinet and the wall. Okay, this cover will fit right across here. That leaves that much of a gap with the fire. If this melts down, the fire can wrap around and come out. So we got too much of a gap around our box. And we do not have our bonding location labeled. And then up here, this is called bundling. Okay, we have a big hole. This is where you bring L1 and L2 in. This is where you bring your neutral that doesn't have the white tape on it. See all these small ones? That's for these. Now, even the reference that I have, and I hate discounting my work, but the reference that I have, okay, is almost apologetic about that. So, and I've got it at my house, and my house is not for sale. You shouldn't have to live like me, but it's a very common defect. But when it comes time to replace the cabinet, you might want to think about having it laced up properly. Some of these other things, can be addressed sooner, I guess. Especially this, okay? So these are our grounds, and it's okay to double lug a ground because electricity only travels through these during an emergency. But over here on our neutrals, okay, these complete the circuit. The energy comes out of this and it goes into that. Comes out of this and goes into that. 1 screw, 1 wire. 1 screw, 1 wire. We're not supposed to double lug our neutrals. So what did we learn? We learned that our cabinet should be sealed. We learned that our electric supply conduit's loose. We learned we only have 1 ground. We learned that we have unprotected conductors entering the bottom of the cabinet. Cabinet's got larger than 1/8 of an inch gap. Wires are touching the cabinet cover. Bundling. We do not have our rubber booties on L1 and L2. We do not have white tape on our main neutral. We do not have black tape on our white hots. We learned that our neutrals are double lugged. And our bonding location is not labeled in there.